Now, I'd be wrong to not give this fight its just due coverage and really, quite frankly, talking about two heavyweights in this division, well, who kind of were head of the class in the previous era, which was probably the 2010s era. Former champion Deontay Wilder, former contender Dereck Chisora. They came together and they put on an event, one that I was really not too big on covering. I didn't care to talk about it, but in all actuality, it turned out to be an entertaining slugfest. Now, in the beginning of the build up to the fight, I thought that Deontay Wilder had a great chance to just deliver a first round knockout because I thought Dereck Chisora had zero punch resistance and wasn't going to last too long in the ring. But after seeing this interview, I'm not going to speak too much on it. But after this joint interview with Chisora and moments like this one, I was 1000% sure that Chisora was going to bring it home and walk off into the sunset with a victory over the biggest name in American boxing history. Well, not history, but the biggest name in American boxing over the past 10 years. I was so sure that Deontay Wilder was done. His fast muscle twitch reflexes, whatever I just botched that, was just going to give out on him. And his athleticism had went out the window. And he was not going to be anything remnant of what he was 5 years ago or 10 years ago when he picked up the belt. But instead, Deontay Wilder did one thing, and he did one thing well. He put on an entertainment fight, and he actually came out with the victory. It was a surprising one, but it was not without controversy. Definitely wasn't. Don't get me wrong, this was not a technical fight, and you shouldn't have expected it, but it damn sure was entertaining. You had guys wrestling, you had guys throwing shots, hitting each other with full-fledged shots. Dereck Chisora falling through the ring and getting help from the referee and his cornerman. I don't know how they do it over in UK soil. I really do think that boxing needs a sudden and whole change and reform. One of the main things should be there should be a universal rule book on how the fights are scored, disqualifications, and judging scale. I really feel like there should be a clear-cut rule book when it comes to boxing. So it gives the fans in the stands, the fans at home, and also commentators, a great guideline to pass by, because things like this shouldn't be happening in the sport. I mean, just so you guys don't think that I'm a hater, I full-fledged think that when Floyd Mayweather and Zab Judah fought and Floyd's uncle went in there, rules are rules. Record or not on the line, someone from your corner helps you up, enters the ring basically, it's a disqualification. We seen Deontay doing stuff like throwing shots to the body. Deontay hit Dereck Chisora with the uppercut from hell a few times, and he threw a good variety of punches. Now, this video is going to be focused on, obviously, the winner. Both guys were winners, though. Dereck Chisora landed a few good shots on Deontay. I really don't think that they hurt him much. Slappy punches. And when Deontay got him in trouble, he did put him down. Now, the controversy did come when Deontay Wilder dropped Dereck Chisora. Right afterwards, he was hit with not a disqualification, but he was hit with a foul and a point deduction, which was the craziest thing ever because they claimed that he was hit after he was on the ground. I don't get it. And then Deontay, with an overhand, tripped over Dereck Chisora, and they called it a knockdown when he clearly didn't even swing. So I wasn't too sure about how they were doing things in the fight over in the UK. And at one point, I just said, you know what? They're going to rob Deontay. And guess what? You know what? Who cares? Like, this fight was just something that was out of, I don't know, man. It was just crazy back and forth, filled with a lot of drama. And it really made my Saturday afternoon. I'm not going to lie. But in the end, Deontay Wilder comes out with the victory, right? He knows how to really close one. Scorecards, 2 judges judging it for Deontay Wilder, 1 for Dereck Chisora, which, I still, it was an ugly fight and it was hard to judge. I'm not going to lie. Deontay did not really use his jab. When he did use it, it was effective because it set up shots to really hurt Chisora. Actually, when Deontay Wilder set up his jab and disguised his right hand, he was catching Chisora, and one time he did hurt him. So I think that he built up a solid win in this fight, in those rounds, to keep his name relevant. Now they're talking about him fighting the young guns actually after this fight. When we talk about what's next, we already know what's next for Chisora. It's retirement. He shouldn't fight anymore. Chisora, when he was hurt, he did his usual, which I couldn't stand, when he was in fights like the Fury fight and Dillian White, where he would back up into the corner of the rope and kind of rope-a-dope, if you may, and try to camp out and wait for shots. Shout out to my man Blick. He pointed out that Dereck Chisora fights a Mike Tyson type of style without the athleticism or the speed or the stamina to really do what Mike does. So he does rely on the ropes to recover when he is buzzed. So when we talk about this fight and what's next for Deontay Wilder, he can't fight any of the young guys. I'm not going to lie to you. The young guys are not it. Legacy-wise, the Usyk fight only makes sense because Usyk needs a fight in America to fight an American fighter. One that will draw fans in there and can gain interest and garner money to kind of cement his legacy. And the only name he really doesn't have on his list is Deontay Wilder. Would I be open to watching that? Yeah, I would. Would I be open to paying for it? No, I wouldn't. Would I be open to attending it? Only if I'm credentialed to see the fight and to report on it afterwards. The fight that everybody really still wants to is still entertaining because of what Deontay Wilder said on his ring walk out, is the fight that everybody's been kind of looking forward to for the past 10 years. Now the expiration date is long overdue, and I really don't care to see this fight anymore. And I stand by what I said. AJ never really had interest in fighting Deontay Wilder. I don't think he was itching for that fight when he had the 3 belts and Deontay Wilder had the final piece to the puzzle to make it undisputed. They let Tyson Fury and Usyk take all the money out of the heavyweight division, something that could have really catapulted both fighters into a different financial stratosphere and mainstream success. If you look at guys like Terrence Crawford, what he took advantage of with the Earl Spence fight and the Canelo fights, when you're the heavyweight champion, when you're the only heavyweight champion, it means that you're the baddest man on the planet. I think they missed the train, but this is a fight that has been sparked up again, especially after Deontay Wilder went over to the UK. I don't know if they sold out the O2 Arena, but that's still a big feat for an American to go over to the UK and to have that type of drawing power, along with Dereck Chisora. I'm not going to sit there and put sour grapes on whatever his legacy is in the sport, because he had a part to play in this too. But Deontay Wilder, Dereck Chisora, they go out there and sell out the O2 Arena or close to a sellout, and they do a great job. So Deontay Wilder goes overseas, beats Dereck Chisora. The interest in there's still going to be some type of interest in the Anthony Joshua fight. It's if AJ's ready to fight after the accident that he had. We know that he came off of the Jake Paul thing. Like I called it, a work shoot. So we don't know if that fight will ever get made. It might be one of the greatest what ifs. I know what I thought. If you guys know me, y'all know what I thought. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't think prime Wilder, prime AJ, I don't think AJ stood a chance. Hey, it is what it is. But let me know what you guys thought of that fight. It was really entertaining. Now, if I could grade it 1 out of 10, I would give it a solid entertainment-wise. I'd give it a 9. Technique-wise, and, if I'm from a pure boxing standpoint, that thing was like a 3 or 4. But listen, we all here to be entertained. So let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace.